What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. The 2020 NFL season is finally here. We are 1 week away, barring, of course, any coronavirus outbreaks or players striking. 1 week away from the NFL season, and it's time to make our predictions for week 1 of the NFL season. A lot of exciting games here on the slate. Let's get right to it. It starts with the Texans and the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites. Big number. This was, of course, a rematch of one of the great playoff games last year. Kansas City came back big time in the second quarter, down 21-0 or 24-0, whatever it was. The Thursday night defending championship first week matchup usually favors the defending champions. They're at home, even though I don't know how much home field advantage matters this year. I don't know if they're going to be... I have no idea if every game is going to have fans in it. I don't know. Some might, some won't. But I'm just assuming for the sake of argument that every game, that there's no fans. Regardless, though... I'm going with Kansas City here. The Texans, I take a little bit of a step back without Hopkins. And also remember that these teams, this is the first time they're playing as a team. They haven't had any preseason games, so this is the first real games that they get to play, which means I think we'll get a lot of injuries this year, which is sad. But I think even more than usual. But I think in this situation, I think Mahomes will continue his greatness, continue being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best. The offense for Kansas City will continue to do what they normally do. They'll continue to get open. They'll continue to score touchdowns. And the Texans, again, they'll take a little bit of a step back without Hopkins. Not too much. They'll still be good this year, but they'll take a little bit of a step back. And you have Bill O'Brien as coach, which he's cost them a lot of games before. Big spread, 9.5, but I think Kansas City will overcome that. Give me the Chiefs minus 9.5. Seahawks and Falcons. The Seahawks are a point and a half favorites. Favorite. Going with Seattle on this one. Still Russell Wilson, who was carrying Seattle last year, trying to get this team to the playoffs, and he did. I think the running game for Seattle, they'll ground and pound. They'll torch Atlanta. Atlanta has one of the worst passing defenses in the league. I think Wilson will torch them, and I also think Seattle has improved their secondary in the offseason. So all of that will lead to a Seahawks victory here. Give me Seattle minus 1.5. Jets and Bills. The Bills are 6.5-point favorites. This is an interesting year here in the AFC East. Without the Patriots, Brady's gone. We don't know what the Patriots are going to be this year. I'll get to them in a little bit. But now we have a potentially wide open AFC East. This could be the year where someone finally jumps in and takes the crown away from New England. So, in this instance here, I don't think the Jets are going to be that team that are going to knock off the Bills. Even though the Jets have improved their offensive line, their defense, I think, is still bad. They still have weird problems on offense. I'm not convinced about Darnold. I want to believe in Darnold, but I'm not convinced in him. I think the Bills, with that defense, they'll shut down Darnold. Maybe Darnold will improve this game, but I feel like game one's going to be rough with the Bills defense, as improved as it is, or as good as it is. With Josh Allen, another year under his belt, I think he takes a step up. Although we'll see. He will have Stephon Diggs to throw to. So all that in there. This could be a game where, like last year, where the Jets have a nice lead early and then they blow it because of the Jets. Give me the Bills minus 6.5 here in week 1. Bears and Lions. The Lions are 3-point favorites. I have 4 upsets here, and this is one of them. I don't know how healthy Stafford's going to be with the back. He comes back. Is he going to be 100%? I don't know. And I think the Bears defense, even if the Bears lose this game, I think they'll keep it very, very close. Or they might push, and I think the defense, Bears have a very good defense here. Obviously, I think they will put a lot of pressure on Detroit and Stafford in that opening game. This is not about Trubisky or whatever. Even with Trubisky, whoever the quarterback is, I'm taking Chicago here because I think that their defense will shut down Detroit for a good portion of this game, and they'll keep it close. So give me the Bears plus 3. Packers and Vikings. The Vikings are 3-point favorites. It looks like we are nearing the end of the Aaron Rodgers era in Green Bay. It looks like this season that either this season or next season looks like we're getting to that point. So I think there might be a little bit of tension with Green Bay this year. I still think they'll be good, but I think it'll take a while for them to get back to get to their elite levels this year if they get there at all. Might be some tension again this year with the quarterback play. I think the Vikings, with Cousins, even without Diggs, with Cousins and their improved defense, I think it will. I think they're going to shut down. They're going to get to Green Bay here. It's going to be close. I think Minnesota's just a little bit of a better team here overall. Give me the Vikings -3. Dolphins and Patriots. Patriots are 6.5-point favorites. What an offseason for New England. Brady out. I think Belichick will be motivated to prove all that, because now people are waiting to say, okay, is this the end of the New England dynasty? Is this the end of the Patriots? And I think Belichick will be more motivated than ever this year to prove them wrong. It's like, I can win without Tom. Now, I don't know who the quarterback's going to be, whether it's Cam, whether it's Stidham. I don't know who it's going to be, but I think they'll have done here against Miami. Fitzpatrick, all right, fine, whatever. But I think they will have, and I know they've had a lot of. I think they're a very different team this year. Obviously, a lot of guys left. A lot of guys left in free agency. A lot of guys opted out. And I don't know how they're going to be the whole season. But just for this first game, this will be one of those Belichick proofs to everybody. I'm not done yet. I'm not going down without a fight. And I think they take it to Miami here. 6.5 points. I like the Patriots in this one. Give me New England in that game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington to be determines. What else is there to say about Washington? They are dreadful right now. It has been an abysmal offseason in a million different ways. And I also feel like they're going to be awful this year. And they're a rebuilding team. They do have Chase Young. That will help. But I just think this is going to be another disastrous Washington year. Maybe the only good that can come out of it is that Dan Snyder has to sell the team. Which, if that's the case, then Washington fans can start celebrating. I think the Eagles will tear them apart here in this first game. I think their defense will shut them down. Give me the Eagles -6. Give me the team with a name -6. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Carolina Panthers. The first game, obviously, here as the Vegas Raiders. They're not going to have any fans to play to this year, so we won't know what the fan reaction is there, at least until I feel like next year. This is it's a tough one here, but I like the Raiders here. I think the Panthers, they have this is a rebuilding year for Carolina here. Rivera gone, Newton gone, Kuechly gone, Olsen gone. And I think the Raiders on both sides of the ball are just a little bit better than Carolina in this season. Gruden and Mayock, they might be building a team right. I don't know how good it is, but they're trying to build something here. And I think first game, Raiders get the win here against a Carolina team that, again, is on the rebuild here. Give me the Raiders -2.5. Colts and Jaguars. The Colts are 7.5-point favorites. The Jaguars might be the worst team in the NFL this year. Now they lose Fournette. It is an abysmal year here. I'm not feeling it at all for Jacksonville this year. Phillip Rivers in there. I think this is about as nice of a first game as you can get here, and nice of a landing spot, at least for this first game against, again, maybe the worst team in the league. Got a nice run offense. Got a good front seven. I think he has a nice place to land here. And again, the worst team in the league in Jacksonville. So give me the Colts -7.5. Ravens and Browns. Browns and Ravens. The Ravens are 8.5-point favorites. I'm going with the MVP. I'm going with the defending MVP. Lamar, I think he has another great. The postseason will be different, but I think he will have another excellent regular season. Now, unless they've figured him out in the tape, unless they figured him out in the tape on the tape, because coaches watch tape. The other teams watch tape too. Unless they figured him out. But I'm not convinced that they're going to figure him out here this year. I think he will continue to be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. I think he'll have a great year here. As for the Browns, they will be better because Freddie Kitchens isn't their coach. They've improved their offensive line. They've improved their secondary. I think Baker Mayfield another year under his belt, under a real coach. They will be better, but not yet. Not against this Ravens team. Not against this juggernaut. Give me Baltimore -8.5 here in their opening week game. Chargers and Bengals. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with Joe Burrow. I'm going with the rookie. Tyrod Taylor as a 3-point favorite to me just does not sound right. It just when you have Burrow there, you have AJ Green at your disposal, and God bless AJ Green, who's just been wasted there in Cincinnati for so many years. A nice offensive line. Bengals 3 points at home. With quotation marks. I think it's 3 points. That's for some reason. I think Cincinnati. Now I think Cincinnati's going to be bad this year, but just in this game, I'm not convinced in Tyrod Taylor. 3 points, come on, let's give it a shot. Give it a shot here. So give me the Bengals +3 over the Chargers. Here in their first game. I don't know. I think Burrow will eventually be a really good quarterback in the NFL. Maybe not yet. Maybe not this season, but I think in this first game he'll show some flashes of his brilliance that we saw at LSU. Give me the Bengals +3. This is probably the game of the week. Bucks and Saints. The Saints are 3.5-point favorites. Both of these quarterbacks had very interesting off seasons. Tom Brady left his longtime home in New England to go to Tampa. Drew Brees had some interesting comments about the American flag that I will not get into. The two Hall of Famers here. The Bucks yesterday picked up Fournette. I'm assuming he'll be available here for Week 1. They've added Gronk. It'll be a fun game. It'll be a lot of touchdowns, guys going back and forth down the field. But I think the Saints' defense is just a little bit better here than Tampa, and the Saints are they know how to they know. I mean, even though I don't know what's going to happen here with Kamara, I think that they are just a little bit more improved here, and they played together. This is a brand new Tampa team, and again, as I said, there's no preseason, so this is the first time a lot of these guys are getting to play together. I think in this instance, I think the Saints get it done here. 3.5 points. It'll be close. It'll be fun throughout, but the Saints have the edge. Again, with their established team together. Give me the Saints -3.5 over Tampa. I think Tampa will be good this year, but not here in the first game. Cardinals and Niners. The Niners are 7-point favorites. The Niners are a great team, even though Jimmy G, a lot of question marks surrounding him, especially after the Super Bowl performance that he had. But 7 points is a big number. 7 points is a big, big number, and I like Arizona here with Kyler Murray in that group. I somehow feel like this is going to get close. It's going to be a close, fun game, right down to the wire. And I think Arizona is going to be able to push. I think San Francisco wins, but I think Arizona, maybe it's like a 10-point game with like 2 minutes left, and then Murray hits a touchdown, and then they to make it 3, and I think that's where it stays. So, I see the Niners winning this because the Niners are a much better team, but Arizona I think will keep it close here. Give me the Cardinals +7. The Sunday night game, Cowboys and Rams. Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites. The Cowboys move on from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy, so from one underachiever to another. Even I know Mike McCarthy has a Super Bowl, but you feel like he should have been to more than one Super Bowl with that amount of talent. I think the Cowboys are a little bit too... I'm picking the Cowboys here. I think the Cowboys have been a little bit too much hyped here in the preseason. There's a little bit too much talk about how great this team is going to be. I think they'll be good, but I still don't see them as a Super Bowl contender. Not yet. It's still the Cowboys here. I think Prescott will be motivated. Still hasn't gotten that contract yet. I think he'll be motivated. He could be like last year, where he's really motivated at the start, and he has a great start to the season, and then he slowly fades away. At least he goes along. So I can see that happening here. I still have many questions about the Rams. After how just off they were last year, still have questions about Goff. I don't know. I don't know where he is right now. This will be I can see this as well being a fun game, but I think Dallas, again, a team that I feel like I trust a little bit more right now. It's not that I trust the Cowboys totally, but the Rams, something was off last year. I think Dallas, I think they'll continue to struggle here at the beginning of the season. I think Dallas takes advantage of it. Give me the Cowboys, and I think Mike McCarthy wants to make a splash here in his first game. Give me the Cowboys -2.5. Two more, the two Monday night games, Steelers and Giants. Steelers are 4-point favorites. I want to believe this Giants team is going to be good. I want to believe it. I think Jones is going to improve this year. You obviously have Barkley. They've improved the defense. I still don't know about Joe Judge, though. I still don't know about him yet. He's a good motivator. I don't know how he is as a coach. And I think in this game, they've run into a bad situation. Ben is back. I think the Steelers, the defense will shut down Jones and Barkley here. And the Steelers have a good team. We forget about this because of all the injuries. But the Steelers have a really good team. And just with the pieces around them, they are a really talented team. And they have a Super Bowl championship coach in Mike Tomlin, the guy's been to 2 Super Bowls. So I think the Steelers, in this first game here, they get it done. On Monday night, give me the Steelers -4. And yet again, I ask, why the Giants, who have been pretty bad for the most part of the last 7-8 years, why they get another Monday Night Football game? I think it's just because ESPN hates us all. I mean, how many Monday night games can you get? And then finally, Titans and Broncos. The Broncos are 2-point favorites. I'm taking Tennessee here. I'm not... maybe I kind of understand something, but I'm not 100%. The Titans were in the AFC Championship game last year, and they got all their players. Henry, they got him long term, which is good. Tannehill long term, which I'm not so sure about. But I think I'm just for some reason here in this first game, not 100% sold on Denver. Like the Titans here, to get 2-point underdogs, I can see them coming back and Derrick Henry after a couple months off, or a lot of months off because of the again, no preseason and everything. Not just like all the rest he's had, because he was getting tired by the end of the AFC Championship game. By the AFC Championship game, he was losing a little bit here because they had to carry the team so much. I think in this game here, he's dominant, and I think Denver. I think Denver will have a hard time with him. Tannehill, I don't know, but I think Henry will do enough here, especially. And again, this was an AFC Championship team. This team was in the AFC Championship game last year, so I have a little bit more faith in them. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I have a little bit more faith in them this year than other people, I feel like, do. So give me the Titans here, +2 in the last game of Week 1. So those are my picks for Week 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below for more baseball, basketball, and football content every single day here. I'll be back later tonight with reactions on the 2 NBA games. So I'll see you guys then. Take care, and God bless.